Hello, how are you guys doing? I had to redo the streaming again because our audio was bad. So today we're going to paint a blue-eyed cat. Sorry about the redoing of the video. I had to try streaming again. Um, I think it's okay now. We had the same problem um, earlier. I'll be right back. I'm back. Sorry about that. Hello. Thank you for stopping by. I had to redo the streaming because it's having an issue again. For some reason, we always have issue with setting up and streaming. And a couple days ago, it was doing just fine. This is the second time it's giving me a problem. But hopefully, it's working right now. Today's live painting, I already sketched my cat as you see. So we don't need to worry about sketching our cat. It might take us a while to do this live painting, so I went to go ahead and paint it. So hopefully you can join us. Thank you for joining us, Lourdes. Lori, sorry. Also, if you want me to do a step-by-step sketch of the cat, I can maybe, but it's in a separate video. But for now, it takes a while to sketch it. That's why I um, went ahead to sketch it. Thank you for all that stopped by in our live painting, for your support, and I hope you like this video. All right. I like a blue eyes animals. So I am going to do the blue-eyed cat. My daughter loves cat, so that's why I choose to do the cat. If you go to my website, I have a blue-eyed lion in there, but I didn't have any video of that one. So I'm using a titanium white on the edge of my eyes, and then I'll be using ocean green master touch, followed the ocean green like that. And then we can do a olive green, olive pale, Winsor and Newton brand. So the outer layer of our eye is the titanium white. And then it keep going darker. You get closer to our pupil. I will use this brand, Liquidix Basic, for our turquoise blue next to our olive green, like that. And we can blend them so it doesn't look layered. Just blend them. Olive green. Our pupil will be marsh black. I used the marsh black. That's our pupil. And wondering, we already sketched ahead of time. And then I will use in the top, in like the edge of our nose. There you go. Doesn't really look just black in there, and then on the top is like a hint of or maybe on the use black like that. Just blend it. We can layer it again later on. The more layer we do, the better. Every time we layer them of our eye. It should be darker, but for now I'll just use the burnt sienna. Then I can light in our outer layer of our eye later on. So it might not look like cat right now, but we'll layer it later. So if you like a green eye, but I choose to do the blue eyed cat because I like blue. Blue is my favorite color. That's our big eye. You can try it at home. There you go. Very huge eyes. So, like I said, I didn't use the black one in our outer layer. My internet is messing up again. Yep, we are starting this. So, is my internet doing good? I hope it is. We don't have time really to reset and redo our setup for some reason. It's just having hard time doing all the setting up. So somebody told me my internet is not doing well. Then we're not gonna have a good live show. If that's the case. So like I said, we'll just try our best to do this. So most of the color that we're going to use are titanium white, blue, plateau blue, turquoise, um, burnt amber, burnt sienna, and it's gonna be layered. You like that? Oops. So how are you guys doing? Hopefully you're doing great wherever you are, and keep safe. Keep safe. We are in keep distance for all of the stuff going on. All right, and we'll do here for our nose. It's kind of mixed. I already have burnt umber and a tiny hint of turquoise in my brush, which give us a beautiful mixture color in there. And I'm using parchment Liquitex most of the time instead of the mix with the burnt umber and Shanna. There you go. For our nose, we're going to use the light portrait pink. We'll layer it again. This is just the first layer. It looks like our sketch is still there, but after the second coat and layer, it will go away. So don't worry about that. And we'll just keep continuing. At first, it might look like a cartoonish version of the cat, but then after the second layer and a third layer of our cat, it will be a little bit better looking. I think one of my friend didn't make it in our live video, but it's okay. Um, trying to my friends are in different time zones, so I'm trying to let them know that we are already on and starting. So instead of using the Marsh Black, I am using the Burnt Sienna. It's easier um, to layer it when we need to lighten our color or add more darker colors later on. Because if we reuse the black right away, it gets smudged with everything. And then when we try to mix it, it's already smudged. It's harder to manipulate the color later on if we wanted to change a little bit, kind of blend a little bit later. So if I'm not so sure quite yet with my shading, I just use the burnt sienna. It's dark enough anyways to kind of give my boundaries of colors somehow. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for joining me. I hope you like this video. You can try it and practice on your own if you want. So like this one in here, it's supposed to be black, but for now I will use the burnt umber. It's like a dark brown, like a clay brown, but this is my first coating. Next coating I will use the black, but for now it's just the dark brown burnt umber. So if I have an issue later on and I want to modify it, it's easier to modify the brown when we try to mix with titanium white or the beige color that we have than the black. The black is a mess when we try to add it I only add black when I'm pretty sure that that area or that part is a permanent black. I don't need to modify it later on. So this is a simple step-by-step how to paint our blue-eyed cat. If you think you can't paint, try it first and you might be surprised. And you'll know that painting might be one of your skills. So I am going to add, most of the time I'll just use the parchment. It's Liquitex basic acrylic parchment instead of the white. Since my cat is grayish color already that I'm trying to do. This is the roots of our um, whiskers. And then I'll just try to blend it. If it's too much, just wipe it in a rag. I have a rag with me that I wipe if I get too much paint in my brushes. So I'll just do that way. And then I add another parchment color. Parchment is like a beige with yellowish in there already. So it's great to have. I don't need to mix a color for this particular kitty cat because it's already that color. I just saw that in the aisle when I was trying to buy a painting and I was like, it's a pretty interesting color, so I want to try it. And I like it. So I'm like, so this part in here, it should be like the titanium white, like the really white. So I'm using white in there. Then I will blend it with the parchment color again, this area. So it doesn't look like much, but it gives a shade. And then this is supposed to be dark in here, like that. That's our kitty cat. So this is for those who loves cats. I think it's looking better now. Our kitty cat is showing. It's showing a little bit of form. There you go. Then I will use the marsh black in this part, and it's like a triangle in there. And I'm pretty sure I'm good with that. So, like I said, I don't use the black if I'm not sure because it's hard to blend it when it's already black. Hello, Tata. Thank you so much for stopping by. So, hopefully, all of you are doing great today. See, this one, I just added the black. And then when we blend it, it smudge our colors. That's why I don't really try to add the black. Because it's harder to control the black compared to using replacing our black to our dark brown. So this cat is like about to jump. I saw it in Pixie Bay and it looks interesting. His form is interesting. So I choose him to do the live show today because he has a character. I try to paint something that will relate or talk to me. And just browse and browse pictures, and then if a picture try to kind of connect to me and talk to me, then I'll try to paint them. Not all picture does it. So there's a kitty cat. I think they're supposed to have white in there. Yeah, it's hard to blend when too much black. Black's just harder to control. There you go. So if you like a green-eyed cat, you can shift the blue to green. You can use at least 3 to 4 colors of shades of green. I'm using 4 color shades of blue. The more shade you use, the better. It will look. It will emphasize the depth and enhance the eye of our kitty cat. If we have stages like the variation of colors. Okay, and this is just the first layer of it. When we're done with it, we can start doing our hair. Lots of hair. This cat has a lot of hair. But if you don't want to add additional details and you're happy with what you're doing now, you're like, oh, that's good enough, then that's fine too. But so I'm just blending the parch parchment colors in the Shana, raw Shana. Just kind of blend them in there. The face of our kitty cat is like a heart shape. I'm sorry if I didn't show you the sketch of this one. I went ahead and sketch it because it takes a lot of time to sketch this one. So I went ahead and sketch it so we can start doing our video. Because sometimes it's good to show you how I sketch it and done my stuff, but It takes a lot of time. Oh, I want to paint. Um, for this one, I want to paint right away, then sketching, because it's. I know sketching this one is a lot of trials, and it might take 30 minutes, just our first 30 minutes, just the sketching, and then some of our viewers usually like to see painting, not sketching. So I just went ahead and did it. But if you want a step by step how to sketch a cat, that would be a different um, video, I think. Don't forget to like the video. To those who visited, thank you so much. Thank you for your time. I appreciate your effort in joining us today. So if you have a question, just leave a comment, or you can follow me in Facebook. I will entertain any question that you may have. Um, Painting related, of course. So this side of the eye is also titanium white. Make sure it is white, not the parchment. Parchment is like beige. So I'm adding titanium white, and then I'm adding the parchment. You can barely see the difference, but there is a difference. And I'm trying to blend this one, the edge of our nose. All right. We can add our ears. Let's add this one first in here. If you want a pure white cat, that's fine. You can do that as well. Just try to layer the colors. Don't just blob the white. Use a variation of shades of whites. You might wonder what kind of variation of shades of whites. Well, your highlight would be your titanium white. You can use the parchment. It's kind of dirty white, eggshell looking. So use those variety stuffs. And you can also add a little bit of pink portrait. The ear has pink in it. So add the pink in there. There you go. And then later on, we're going to streaks the hair part. So we'll just leave it like that for now. Because we're going to layer it again. I'm using the raw umber. It's like next to black, but I don't want to use the black quite yet in here. Because it get muddy if I use the black. It's like it's just a chocolate color. Okay, just keep doing that. How's our cat doing now? All right, let's go back to our nose. It's dry, and add another layer of pink portrait like that. And I am just blending the coral umber in the nostrils part and this up of the nose, kind of like that. And try to blend your pink, blend your pink. There. Kind of wondering why our cat is kind of shaped like this. It's about to jump, so it looks interesting to me. That's why I choose this one. So, and then we'll use the titanium white in this area, in like a hint titanium white, and this one in here and in here, kind of highlight this section. There you go. And your eyeball is supposed to have an eye reflection in there. Thank you, sis. This is supposed to be titanium white in here. It's the hair, but you'll see it later on as we get detailed on this one. It's supposed to be like that. But we'll try to match this eye to our eye in the left. So hopefully we can get it matched. And trying to use the what do you call this one? Shanna, and then raw umber, the chocolate brown. The outer layer is like a chocolate brown. I think I loaded it too much. Yeah, I have to wipe my paint. I loaded it too much. That way. And then don't forget to use your um, olive pale after that, like that. And we can blend it later on. And then I'm supposed to use this ocean green. After our olive green, olive pale. So ocean green there. And then our, oops, I ran out of blue. Our blue is next to our pupil. We can blend it later. So our blue is this way. That way. And then let's blend them together. If it's too much paint in your brush, just kind of wipe it in your rug. If you have a tissue paper, that's fine. You can use tissue paper. Don't worry for now that it might not look the same. We can layer it again later on. The secret of doing painting is layer, layer, layer. The more layer you do, the better. All right, we're adding black in our pupil. That way. That way. It's kind of oblongish. It's not really circle. It's a little oblong kind of in there. And then we'll add the parchment. And just blend it to kind of fade away. And then a hint of titanium white for a reflection in the eye. Then we can blend it again. A lot of blending. Looks like I have too much paint in there. It feels like the right eye is, oops, that's a mess. So I'm going to use a titanium white to get that away. There you go. Then blend the blue. Seems like our right eye is huge and bigger looking compared to the other one. We can change that. So don't worry, don't stress out. We can manipulate our painting the way we want it. Okay. So I'm going to add more of the raw umber. And then I'm going to blend, 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 blend. And add some white on the bottom to make it smaller. Like that. So don't worry about not looking matching or what. Don't worry about that because we can manipulate that later on. Since we're only in the first layer anyways, it's not gonna be the permanent one. Oh, don't worry. Everything will be okay. And I'm just adding a little bit of white to kind of highlight the bottom part of my eyes. Too much, too much. I'm loading too much paint, and that's why I keep rubbing it in my rugs because it's too much. You can't really bend if your brush got too much load of paint. So try not to load your paint too much. All right. Let's see. Does it look kitty cat now? Hello. Salamat sis. I thought you're already asleep. Okay. And we can add white in the bottom. There you go. So looks like our pupil here is bigger compared to the other one. So we'll just add the um, turquoise to compensate the size of our black. Huh. And then add light a little bit. There you go. Add some brown in here. And then I'm going to add on the other side as well. I will try to kind of match them. And I already have blue in my brush, and it add color in our nose, which is good. I like it better that way. And this one is supposed to be going that way, going this way, that way, going this way. So how are you guys doing today? Are you a cat person or a dog person? I myself is a dog person, but my daughter loves cat. I don't know why, but she does. So I will keep modifying this one in here until they kind of look the same, you know. So don't worry if for now they don't look the same. It will look the same later on. Just don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. There you go. And just keep, modifying it until they look about the same. So we'll add the green, pale green in the bottom, pale green in the bottom, pale green in the bottom. Okay. The section of our turquoise is a little bit bigger on the other side, so I'm trying to match it. There you go. It looks about getting, getting there. It's getting there. And this one goes here. This one goes here. That one goes there. Does it look like blue-eyed now? Doo-doo. Is it looking at you? All right, let's do the other ear. So I'm using the raw umber in the edge of our ear. And then burnt sienna that way. And then more of mix parchment beige color. And just kind of circle motion to cover it. We'll just cover our ear with parchment color. It's like a beige color. Mix a little bit with the raw sienna. So you can add a little bit of dark in here and here. Just to kind of balance out with the other one. There you go. We got a big ear cat. And just keep mixing our parchment to the rest of our face, and then we can add our hair later on. So it will look different. We add the hair is the last part to add. This is just the like a base of our kitty cat. Now I'm just mixing the beige and hint of brown, Shanna, and sometimes I add a little bit of olive green to kind of. It's good to have some in there. There you go. That's our face, and add some a little bit of permanent pink mixed with Shanna and parchment. So mainly in the face, I'm just mixing Shanna white, titanium white, and the parchment color. And that's pretty much it. Just mixing it and making sure that this under the eyes is the titanium white, the real white, like that, like so. Mm, like so. So it's gonna highlight our eyes if because of the white one under our. It's like the eye bag version. And add some pink, like that. Then let's put the um, whiskers roots, just like that. It's 4 layer of our whiskers. Second layer, third layer, and the last layer. Then it will dry up. We can add our whiskers later on. Then let's keep blending it. Um, the back area of our cat would be like faded in the background. I'm gonna use the filbert brush. I think this is number 2. Sorry, I can't really read it anymore because it's all covered with paint, but I think it's number 2. So I'm just going to blend the background, uh, blend the back of our kitty cat. It's like I'm using the pink parchment and titanium white. So just kind of blend the background in there, just like that. You can add the color of the background, whatever you want. We can add black color for our background, so it kind of pop our kitty cat. We can do that, or leave it white. It's up to you. We'll see later on. We probably just leave it that way. And a hint of the Shanna, because this kitty cat is like has a yellowish tone to it. And if you just add that Shanna and blend it, it kind of get that color. But you can add whatever color your kitty cat. If you want black kitty cat, you can do that too. So this side will be our um, first leg, because this is trying to jump. Our kitty cat is trying to jump. I'm just rubbing it like that. Much pressure. Um, just like that. No, this one is our first leg going that way. I'm just adding that way. And just like that. But the outer part, we're going to kind of make it like it's blending to our background because that's not the focus of our painting. Our focus of our painting is the eyeballs. The eyeballs is the very important part of an animal. The more detail you do in the eyeball, the better, because it is the soul of the animal. So if you see a painting, look at the eyes of, if you're doing an animal, look at the eyes of the animal, because it speaks, the eye speaks more than the other part of the painting. And that is it. And we're just going to blend this leg as well, since we are not doing a lot of details in the legs, in the paw part, in the paw part. Our paw part. Yeah, that's our paw part. And this one in here will be darker as well, since that is our other leg. It's not going to get detailed. And then since the light get hit here, we're going to add lighter part in there, and it's kind of blending to our background. So this part is just blending to our background. I'm not going to get lots of details in this area, but you can if you want. But there you go. And I think this part in here is lighter. And there's a little one in there. It's going to be lighter as well. And that's the other paw in there. Paw. Just like that. Mix it with parchment. Not too much dark. There's our kitty cat. So that's our first layer. Oh, we forgot our tail, of course. Can't forget tail. Can't forget our tail. On the bottom of the tail is darker. And then the top will be just that. And then add the parchment. There we go. There's our tail. Then kind of do like a C motion. We do the C motion like this. It looks like a circle. It's not just flat when you just do that part. It has its dimension. So, and then that's the other paw. We can add titanium white to highlight our tail in here like that. Kind of emphasize that that one got hit in the light. Okay. We can do our ground. Can do black. Can add a little bit of green, whatever color you want. Add a little bit of the eyes color. You know, it doesn't matter. Or maybe a red because she might be, or he might, our cat might be in the red table, red bench, or orange, you know, whatever you like. Pink. So you can choose whatever color you add in here. This is just a ground, so not a biggie. Not a biggie, whatever color you add in our kitty cat's ground or surface. There you go. You can add a little bit of red, but my red is dried up, so I can't add red. I'm just gonna add this part. I'm trying to reuse and repurpose all the leftover paint from last painting we did. That's why I don't want to reload another. Right, if that is our ground, looking like that, we need to add a shadow of our kitty cat. Because you can't just leave it like this and it doesn't have a shadow. So if our light is going this way, let's do shadow this way. Kind of like that. You can use a purple for a shadow or a blue, but I will use the raw umber for the shadow. So if my shadow is this way, of course we have a tiny shadow for our tail, just like that. And then this part in here is darker. Emphasize that is our shadow. It's a little wet, so we can come back later also to blend more. It looks like so, just like that. That's our shadow. Probably bigger here. Let's extend this part there. There you go. Our kitty cat is ready to jump. So it's just kind of hint of a shadow in there. Okay. So now we can use the flat angle brush. We can streak it this way for like a hair in the ear. I will use the titanium white just on the tip of my brush. Not sure if you see it. And I'll try to screen it here. You can also use a what do you call this one? Fan brush. If you have fan brush, my fan brush is not good, and I didn't buy any yet. So I'm using the angle brush. Angle brush. I like angle brush. So I'm reloading it for the other side. And I'm just doing it, streaking it this way, that way, for the hair. Um, and then I will reload the raw umber on the top. And I'm kind of topping it. I'm tapping it this way. So I don't really have it much. That's why I try to just like that for the ear part. Um, it looks like we get squash in this part. And don't worry, we can add the white outside. Like that. Da-da-da-da-da. Since our kitty cat is a heart shape kitty cat. So it's like heart shape this way. So it's easier for me to do this way. So we do it that way. I'm using titanium white and parchment mix like that. Don't I'm just like dabbing it because the outline of our kitty cat is not really um, just straight. You just circle it, or you know, we have a fat kitty cat. Okay, and then don't forget this one. So on this part in here, um, I think I forgot this part. This part in here is like a C. Kitty cat has have a C in the bottom like that. And I'll just blend it. So the outline doesn't really look like, you know, just blend it a little. And this one in here is supposed to be a like a highlight in the head, like in our head. And this one in here too is a highlight in the back of our cat. You can rub it with your finger if you want. It's good to blend that way too. So this part in here and this part in here. So our kitty cat is trying to jump. Maybe like that for the paws. And then just kind of blend them. I think there's one in here too. Yeah, just blend them. Oops, too much. It looks like it's blending to our. So let's add a little bit of dark so we can see our face. And add a little bit of parchment. Right. and just keep adding layers and layers of our kitty cat. Um, I try to kind of modify the edge. Modify the edge. There you go. Just keep modifying it. I think this part in here needs to be bigger. Yeah, that needs to be bigger. And then that part. Then there you go. So, and then we'll just blend it part in here. Just blend it and just blend this part. Also that part. Just blend that. Hmm. Like our kitty cat has a mustache. But we can fix that. There you go. The kitty cat don't have a mustache. Kitty cat is here. So we can add, get your either the detailed brush, the short one, or the long detailed one. This one. I like to use this one. I will add my whiskers. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so just the last layer, last part, because we have 4 raw rows of our roots, whisker roots. Just keep doing it until we're done with our. Going that way, going that way, going that way, going that way. We can add black as well, because sometimes there's black added to the whiskers. It's not just all white. So if you want your kitty cat white, go ahead, make it white. And this one in the side. And the next layer. There you go. I try to do shorter ones when it's closer to the mouth and longer ones when it's outside and farther to the mouth. And it's supposed to have a hair. It's supposed to have a hair in the bottom. In here, I'm using the titanium white for our detailed hair, like that, just like that. Hmm. We can add some in our face, random whites. We can do random whites here as well, on the side of the face. And in our ear, supposed to have some in here as well. So just random here. You don't need to put a lot or all in the faces. It's not gonna. Just random, just random hair should be good. And sometimes it's got some in here, like that. Sometimes it's going out of the ear. Just, just random ones. Um, in this part in here, we can add white hair, like this. Usually kitty cats have hairs shaped like that. Also on the other side and this side. Okay. And in here, we can add some. And of course on the top of our head. Just like that. Just random. Don't worry about it. Just random part. Doesn't need to be too much detailed or, you know. And I will be using the raw umber for the dark area. So in the eye part, I will do a hair like that. Just emphasize that, oh, I have a hair in here, a dark hair. And I have a dark hair as well in here. That's going to from my nose, side of my nose, just like that. So you might not see it much, but and then it's going up. So that's the dark part of our hair, like that. Gonna get layered later on. And of course the other side. side, going this way, and also here. And we can add like a hint of dark part somewhere in here and there. It's not all, but just here and there. There's a dark part. And let's start with the lighter brown. So we just keep mixing them just like that. Because it's our kitty cat is like a chocolate brown version. So just lay it like that. So if you want your kitty cat white, just start with gray and then add a little bit of white on that gray after your second layer. And then your last layer would be really, really white. So you got kind of depth on your, you get a little depth. Because hair or fur is hard to do. If you don't layer it. They need to be layered, 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 layered. So I'll add a little bit here. So we're just adding and adding and adding and adding fur until it's kind of layered. So if you want to, oh, you're done with your cat, like just like what it is now, that's fine. You can do that. Or you can keep adding layer of your fur, F-U-R, fur. There you go. Keep adding it. Darker brown, lighter brown, like that. And where's that? So the more hair you add in your kitty cat, the more it looks better. I keep turning it because it's better this way to add the hair. I'm used to kind of pulling down the lines, so it's better for me to just do it that way and just turn my canvas. So just keep turning my canvas and keep adding hair until I am satisfied, and I will say, okay, I'm done with my fur and I'm happy with it. So it's up to you. I'll probably add also a hint of black here and there later on as well to add drama in the hair. The more you add hair, the more the drama it looks and it gets. And it's tiny hair in here next to the nose. Little tiny hair. So just short hair. So just using raw umber raw sienna and parchment white. Just layer them together. Just keep layering them. And if you want your the back of your kitty cat to show hair as well, if you want, we can add more hair in there. If you like to keep adding hair, fur. It's hard for me to say the fur. Pardon my. So I'll just keep adding that way. And add a little titanium white here and there, you know, just to add drama, not too much. Keep adding your raw umber, dark area. So um, also the edge of our eye is supposed to be bigger, dark part like that. So I'm going to double layer this side, but it's like kind of blended, not really too much kind of outline, just like that. Because this one is like just a line, but this one I'm trying to kind of blend it, but it's dark as well. But we don't want a line one in there, just kind of blend it. Just like that, we blend it. Don't reload too much your brush, just a hint of the brush and then just kind of smudge it in there because we don't want it muddy when you try to do it. And so this area in here I will add a white fur, this one in here. Well, we just smudge that dark part, it needs to be white next to it, so I'm going to add fur in it in this area. Just keep adding fur. Might not look much, and so I'm just adding white, titanium white in there, not too long over here, just kind of medium. And then I'll add dark, some dark, not all, just a little bit in there. So let's keep adding fur in there. Mhm. If your painting is like blob, just add water and kind of like uh, don't put too much water though, because it's going to be a mess if it's too much water. If you want, you can also try it first in a paper, like streak it if it looks better. No, can't see like that. Kind of test it if it's too much water or too liquidy. You can test it before adding it to your kitty cat. Mhm. kitty cat. I'm going to add white in there in the nose part. So just kind of dab a little bit of white in there to emphasize, yeah, we have a hair in there. If you want to detail it, you can, but I'm not going to detail it a lot, you know, and I'll have hair also in here. So this is just a step-by-step for beginners, so I'm not going to really hyper realism here, but you can if you want. It just takes time. Just keep doing layer, adding a little bit of hair in there. I will do the black outline. So it's very watered down. Don't use too much blob black in there. So like I said, just try it. Try it first. Streak it first before you get messed up with your painting, because it's hard to modify the black in your painting. We have black some in here, and this one is supposed to be really dark. And I'll just kind of blend it. Then the nose part as well is black, our nostrils. So I am ready for black right now. So like I said, we can add hair, fur on our, like in the tail part. I think the tail part has a like black streaks of hairs. So we can add those if you want and detail it really fine here and there, but I'm not gonna do that in the face, which what we're doing. Thank you, sis, for staying. So the ear part of our kitty cat has like a pinkish color in there. So let's add a little bit of portrait pink. This part in here. And kind of just dab it with your finger. That part in there. Just dab it with your finger like that. When the kitty cat. And this one as well. We can also add the titanium white hair in here if you want, like that, kind of sticking out. Individual hair coming out of the ear. Yeah, we can do that as well. Whoops, there's water. So let's do this way. In a while, it's not all white or dark brown. You can do that too. That's too much. I'm trying to fade the black. The black is too much. So just add like that. So what is that? This is too big. I lost my brush. Where did I put it? Use this one. It's like a highlight, kind of. Not all of it. Oh, that's too much. I look on my smaller brush. I don't know where I put it. Mini brush, where are you? But yeah, it's just supposed to be just a hint in there. So I'm going to erase the other one. And a white. Just a hint of white there. And a hint of white there. And a hint of white there. For a reflection. And then our nose and the top should be white a little bit. Then just blend it. Oh, we get blue in there, but that's all right. That's all right. We can fix that. There you go. And there's supposed to be an outline dark in there. And just kind of blend it with your finger. Good to do that too. This is supposed to be dark in there. Blend it there. There you go. We are done with our kitty cat. And it's about to jump. The main focus in this video is the blue-eyed kitty cat, not the whole cat. So our body is like that because we're not doing detailed in our body and the background. We're not going to do the background. But if you want, you can. If you want to do more detailed on your background, hold on, let me fix that. The nose is a little crooked. It will take a lot of time to layer the fur of the cat. So that's why we're not doing all of it. We're just focusing on the eyeball and the face part. We're not doing all of the kitty cat issues. Because if we do, we're going to have a 5-hour session. We're not going to do that. That's too much for me. And my throat is already hurting. You can add a little bit of red on the top or pink on the nose, but I'm not gonna do it. See, yeah, because it's kind of fade. You can barely see the pink. So I will use the rose pink, just a small hint of rose pink, just a rose pink. That better? Or orange. You can use orange to emphasize your nose so you don't look pale. Kitty cat don't look pale. Sometimes kitty cat has a pale nose. There you go. And I can sign it now, and we should be done with our beginner step by step. blue-eyed kitty cat. All right, I'll sign it somewhere here. Blue-eyed kitty cat. Dun dun dun. Thank you guys. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you are not subscribed yet, and follow me on Facebook if you want. Also, I'll probably go online again tomorrow if I have time or if I like it again. So we'll see you again next time. Thank you so much.